Ask any motorhead about the Mini Cooper and you'll see a sparkle spring to their eye. Even if you don't know a great deal about cars, it has an undeniable fascination that has attracted buyers for decades. It is pocket-sized and fashionable, not to mention practical and affordable. And these are only a few reasons that it has become a symbol of UK motoring. The standard Mini is produced by BMW and has a 1.6-litre engine that produces 115 horsepower, just right for cruising around town, but perhaps not the best for off-roading adventures.
All right, so this is my car. This is a Subaru Forester. It's a very powerful car, very big inside. I have lots of space to deal with, and that's one of the reasons I really like it. Taste and preferences do change over the years. You've got a couple of folks who like cars as big as these ones. I'm not saying it's the biggest, but, well, it's slightly bigger than this. It's almost like a matchbox. It's very small. I'll talk about its specs later on, and you probably will appreciate it more. But the truth is, it's so small. Now, this car has a very big racing history. And since BMW took over the Cooper Minis back in 1994, they have tried to continue with its racing history in terms of its specs, but also go with the improvements with the customers and technology. So it's a very heavy car. Let's talk about its engine. For a car this small, it's got a 1.6 four-cylinder engine. That really makes it powerful for a car this small. We shall talk about its torque and everything. And it's of course made by BMW. They have just tried to maintain the power of engines and the torque of cars and the traction and everything. Just to have the driver have that feel of it being a racing car. Its material, it's quite hard. I'm not sure what material this is, but if you press, I realize it's actually quite different from all the other cars. It just doesn't bog down under pressure and everything, which makes you also wonder about the underguard, because it's got an underguard. This goes around the car just to make sure, because of its ground clearance, you don't struggle with bumps in Kampala. Or if you're one of those guys who prefer daring and you've taken it up country, probably doesn't get spoiled right down there. Let's talk about its shape though. I think we all agree it's just a beautiful car. It's big, its big lights make it look like it's smiling at you right from a distance. It's like a Teletubby. Have you seen a 4-year-old in a candy shop? That excitement they have on their face, it's almost like that.
As this is a 2002 model, you might expect the inside to be old-fashioned and dull, but that is certainly not the case. The giant speedometer dominates the interior, and everything on the dashboard is protruding and larger than life. Beside the steering wheel are a host of switches and buttons that are reminiscent of an airplane cockpit, but really just manage the windows and other basic controls.
All right, so I'm on the inside. Now, first things first, as a driver, am I comfortable? I have beautiful legroom. For this small car, I have this much legroom. And now, in terms of my headroom, just to show you how good the headroom is. See how I'm seated now? I can go this far. Probably can't see my face anymore. That is how much headroom I've got, just to make sure I'm very comfortable. Now you realize since it's a 2002 edition, you don't have too much cluttered steering wheel. The steering wheel is not that cluttered. You don't have the whole Bluetooth, the whole different things on your steering wheel. Those are not there. You also realize that it's so basic on the inside in terms of its shape. And the whole racing history has really carried through. BMW has made sure they keep that history. For example, you realize your revving meter is right in front of the steering wheel. It's outside the usual dashboard. More interestingly, its speedometer is right in the middle of the dashboard. Now this is rare for most of the cars. The speedometer is always most likely to your right. Now this is right in the middle of your dashboard. And then you've got your basic radio there as well, just want to listen to some music. And then you've got your air conditioning, which is right here. This is the little design of its air conditioning, which is I think quite interesting. It's quite cute now, isn't it? Then you've got safety. Before we even talk about more of its accessories here on the dashboard. So it's got 8 airbags. Because of its power and its speed, you definitely need to make sure you're very safe. Let's talk about this interesting part right in the middle of the dashboard. Now you've got these buttons here. Or are they even called buttons? Mr. Producer, are they called buttons? Yes, they're called switches. Thank you very much. They're called switches. Now these switches usually are for most of the racing cars, but these ones were put in this car by BMW, but still have different functions. You've got some to have both your windows up. You've got your locking switch in there. You've got something to do with your with your lights as well. So you pretty much feel like you're racing, but you're really putting just the window up. I've talked about the headroom and the legroom for the driver. We've also got to focus on the fact that there are 2 other seats behind, but they're not really practical. It's as if they're not really practical because a person like me cannot sit behind. They're very small. There's no legroom, which makes it very hard for you to have anyone to sit behind. So let's face it. The 2002 Mini Cooper comes off as a car to folks who want to be unique, because you want to be unique. If you drive this in town, people will be like, what is he driving? And then it also comes off for people who are not really big family folks, because it really comfortably sits 2 people, unless you have some kids that are going to sit behind. But if you have a car that cannot go to the murky, rougher roads, then it's just a town car, home to office. You want to be unique, you love your beautiful features, and maybe you just love the brand. You just love the brand. That's it. So what we decided to do is take it for a spin inside the Serena Hotel. All right, so first of all, first things first, you need to get used to one fact. When you're driving the Mini, you're going to feel like a squirrel in between elephants. Look at all these cars. Look at how big these cars are, and look at how small I'm trying to get through them. It's got, its speedometer has a maximum of 240. The speedometer is right in the middle, meaning it's very big. And it kind of gives you more access to looking at the different figures. But that aside, you've also got to talk about the uniqueness of this car, man. If you look at the features on the inside, it's so basic, yet quite high-end. You've got everything you need on your dashboard. You've got a brilliant sound system. So it's a good car, but like I said, it's a rare car. You're not going to see so many people here in Kampala driving the Cooper Mini. Mainly because folks have different needs. Guys want space, guys want more power, guys want to travel up country, because this car is mainly for you to drive from home to office and just make sure the entire road you're going to use is tarmac. So it's that simple, and it's a German car, which makes it very durable as well for you guys. So it's as simple as that.
It's easy to understand why there is an obsession with Mini Coopers that has remained constant for almost 50 years. Because it is the type of car that everyone wants to drive purely for the fun of it. Its unassuming features and adorable personality have ensured that the Mini Cooper will always be on our most wanted list and will never go out of style.